What's up, everybody? Gabe Spencer, another edition of Out of the Blind podcast. Season 2, episode, 5. Where are we at, David? I don't know. What are we in? 5? 6? 5? Yeah.
Episode 5.
Something like that. Cool. So, welcome again to the show. Want to thank our sponsor, one of our main sponsors, of course, Back Down South Clothing. You can see wherever it's at right back here, their banner. I'm going to tell you, if you haven't checked these guys out, they're down in Lindale, Texas. Michael Sims, all those guys down there, they bust hump every single day, just jamming orders out constantly. You know, one thing I like about Back Down South is they have some of the best designs I've ever seen. It's not just T-shirt. They're not just a T-shirt company. That's what I like. They've got everything from T-shirts, dog leashes, dog vests, coming out with a waiter now. I mean, these guys have a little bit of everything. And, you know, hats like this one. This is one of my favorite hats here. It's got a little vintage hat on here. It says like Heritage across, got an old school A5 on it. They just got badass stuff. And so if you guys haven't checked them out, make sure to get online, Instagram, Facebook, World Wide Web, whatever. You can get on their order. And if you put in Out of the Blind 15 into the checkout, once you've filled the cart up to like $3,000 to $4,000, you put in Out of the Blind 15, and then it'll just give you 15% off of that just right off the bat. So you can imagine, you can do the quick math. I'm not a mathematician, but it's going to add up to some. It's going to add up to some jack. Probably save you some money on some shotgun shells if you can find them. So check those guys out. Out of the Blind. Actually, I messed that up. Check those guys out. Back Down South Clothing. Put in Out of the Blind 15. That'll get you guys hooked up. But without further ado, I've got on this episode, I met this guy way back. It's been a few years ago. I think in Hurricane Harvey. Wade Shoemaker. Welcome to the show, dude.
Hey, bud. How are you?
Man, I'm rocking and rolling. You know, we got some difficulties again with this. You know, we're starting to do this thing virtually now, not because of COVID, just because I know a lot of talented people like yourself that are interesting type people that I would love to bring on the show. But, you know, we've got the geographical, you know, separation, anxiety.
For sure.
So
logistics don't always work out.
Right. So we got you on here via Zoom. So it's working out pretty good. And we finally got the bugs worked out. So what's been going on? Tell me what you've been doing in the off season.
Oh man, just running. This is probably the busiest September I've ever had, but as far as the off season, it's a lot of catch up, a lot of like all the things that took a back seat between September and March. You know, you've got to play catch up and spend time with the kids and with my wife and really just make up for all the lost time because dude, when it gets here, you know, like I know it's a rodeo and you just got to hold on.
Oh yeah. It's it gets you know, you gotta put those, you gotta, you know, earn those kitchen passes during the summer.
Right. Yeah. Because I need about 112.
Yeah. I need a booklet, a thick booklet of them, you know, because I'm gonna tell you, you burn those kitchen passes down and, you gotta have them. And it's, but no, I'm excited. I think we're down, 38 days, 39 days, something like that till season starts, at least for the Midwest.
Yeah.
And I'm getting stoked. I'm getting stoked. Really stoked.
Yeah. Well, I think you guys open about the same as we do, maybe a week earlier.
November 13th, I think.
Yeah. So you're a week before us. Yeah.
So,
which normally I like to come join you guys for that week, but I've got a trip planned mid-October. Well, in like, what's today? Is today the 5th? So like, in 8 days. In 8 days, I leave for 10. So
where are you going?
West. That's all I'm really at liberty to say. But
no, I get it, 100%.
Yeah, no, I know you would. I'm not. 100%. I figured you would. But it's just going with some pals. I actually was going. I actually went on a youth and vet hunt a couple weekends ago.
Oh, cool.
And that was cool because we're going back to that area to hunt this time. So that's going to be fun. Yeah. I'm excited about that. Yeah, it's a cool place. And it's my first time ever to actually hunt that area. So it's going to be fun.
That's awesome.
So that's going to be, so Oklahoma, Texas, Nebraska, that whole central flyway is going to have to take a back seat because I'm going way further west.
See, that's where I'm headed. I'm headed west this year. I'm headed west too. Yeah. I'm gonna head up in
for birds.
Yeah.
Ah, nice.
That's my goal. It kind of got on my map last year, and so I'm gonna head west. I'm gonna head west in general. I think in general, even in the Midwest, I'm headed west. So
yeah,
you know, in that same corridor that you just said, Texas, Oklahoma, Nebraska, Kansas, up that. But I'm gonna stay west. I'm gonna see what happens. I got my butt whipped last year, so. But I think a lot of
I
people
think a
did.
lot of people did.
Yeah,
I know when I made the trip over to your area, it was hardly any water, and not fun to
this
fight
place is
that.
horrible.
So
I'm like a geographical oddity here in Tyler. I really am. It's like that movie, Oh Brother Where Art Thou, where he's like trying to order that Dapper Dan, and he's like, well, it's going to be 2 weeks from. He's like, well, this place is just a damn geographical oddity for 2 weeks from everywhere. That's how I feel.
yeah,
This is. Anytime I want to go fishing, it's 8 hours. If I go hunting, 8 hours minimum.
Yeah.
I mean, sucks. I can be up in parts of Oklahoma and 5, but where my real good stuff is 8 hours. I go fly fishing on the coast, 8 hours. It's just golly, man. I picked
mine's like 6 hours. Like I'm like a 6-hour deal.
Yeah.
To get anywhere good.
So what part of Louisiana are you in?
North Central. So like I-20, runs across, Texas and everything basically in the south. And, I'm dead center of Louisiana, 15 minutes south of I-20 equipment.
Okay.
Yeah, I live an hour south of Arkansas. So I'm a Yankee, Louisianan.
No, that's like New York Yankee kind of.
Yeah, pretty much.
A little bit.
Pretty much the same thing. We're pretty much the same thing.
So explain that these people. I mean, you do a lot of photography, I would say. Is that your full-time gig now? Is that?
Yeah. So 4 years. This is year 4 for me full time.
Wow.
I do photo, a little bit of video. And I honestly, just because of time, I'm way more proficient at turning around photos and videos. So I lean on the photo side of things, but do that, and then some social media for some guys and gals. But photo is the biggest income earner for me.
Nice. So what? I mean, that's I got in. I started dabbling. One of them because of you and Brandon Harper and Aaron Davis.
Yeah,
all those guys. That's one thing. Brandon's the one that kind of got me into it, and he kind of started walking me through it. And I remember when I was starting, I was talking to you, and crazy, how all the doors that stuff type open. But I didn't do it for that reason. I did it just I enjoy it. I love going out taking pictures. I do so much free photography for people. I just enjoy doing it.
That's good.
I do it. I always have my camera, that Canon R is running with me all the time. I throw that 24-70 on there, and I can just run and gun with it, and it covers pretty much everything I need. And I really enjoy that stuff. And it's crazy, like you're saying, it turns into something else. That's what started Kimmer Creek, and now we do.
I remember when you started Kimmer Creek.
Yeah, it's wild, man. It's
wild
now.
I love that, man.
Now we got the full studio rolling, and podcasts and videos. We just shot that elk hunt for the guys over at Raining Red. Filmed that and that bear hunt. That was wild. So yeah, it's cool. And I saw a big thanks to you for. I consider you as part of the one that helped me get all this rolling. So
I love that, dude. I didn't know.
That's cool. Awesome. Like seriously, like without some of the help that you did, it wouldn't have went anywhere.
So that's dope. I didn't know that.
Hell yeah. So big shout out to all those people that even kind of gave me the nudge of like, hey, yeah, you can do it, versus some of the other ones out there that's like, yeah, just another guy picking up a camera. Well, we all got to start. We all start somewhere.
Well, everybody's just another guy picking up a camera until they don't put it down.
Right. And
that's kind of what you got to do.
Yep.
Hold on to it.
It's awesome, dude. So what else has been going on? Any predictions for duck season?
Man, I don't know. I think it'll be decent as long as we have water where we need it. I never really worry about reports or what DU or Delta says about the hatch, because no matter what they say, like as far south as I am, if you want to say hunting local, like it don't make a difference. If we don't get a good cold front, they're not coming down. If we do, they'll be here.
100%.
Like we got that deal back in February. My hope, honestly, Gabe, is that we get that front that we got in February, that big one that basically snowed up. We had 4 inches of snow in Quitman, Louisiana, of all places, and we had more birds here first week of February than we've had in a decade.
I know. Same as Tyler. There's ducks everywhere.
Yeah, and there's no ducks in Tyler now, like on a regular basis.
No way. There's no, never.
No, never. So anyway, they I don't know. I hope that little front or that big front just put an imprint. Like they remembered, like, oh wait, we can go down there and have food and water and all this other stuff. Because I guarantee you, a lot of those birds that came down, if they were 4 or 5 years old, that was their first time here. A lot
They
of them.
remember. I swear they remember.
But I hope they do. I hope that push, they remember. Like, wait a minute, we can go further south if we don't feel comfortable here. We don't have to go back up or spread out anymore. We can actually go a little bit further down, and we didn't get shot at last time we were there. You know.
Yeah.
So
they're gonna get.
I don't know.
They may not get shot at this time because nobody can find shotgun shells. So.
Touche. Touche.
So luckily, I got mine on strap back in June.
Yeah,
so.
dude. Oh man, I'm stocked up and ready to go. I haven't.
Yeah.
I'm not sweating it. I know a lot of people are struggling with that.
A lot of people. My phone's
I
been
hate
ringing, and my inbox been filling up, asking me where I can get shotgun shells. So.
Yeah. Well, I've got 9 boxes for sale if anybody wants them.
You probably get $100 a box.
Well, it won't be much. It won't be inflation on it, but it'll be more than I paid for it.
100%. Yeah, I'll be bootlegging them. $4.
I know,
$4 a round. Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
how bad do you want it?
How bad? Maybe they won't be sky blasting as bad.
Dude, well, these I bought a case. I'll tell you, I bought a case of Speedball on clearance because it was on clearance a couple years back, and I shot a box, and I just don't like them. I just bought them because they were cheap, and I was like, Speedball. These are $30 for 10 shells. They've got to be worth it, and I got them cheaper, and I don't like them. So I got 9 full boxes, and I'm like, if somebody wants them, they can buy them. But
yeah,
we'll see.
I got a buddy of mine probably buy them from you. What shot size are they?
I'll have to look. If they're Speedball, probably 3. I don't buy the big ones. I would assume they're going to be a 3-shot. Whatever they had, it's not going to be big. It's not unless it's like, I would assume 3 or 4.
Yeah. So are you doing more? Do you still get to hunt a lot, or are you mainly just having to just shoot photographs the entire time? I mean, are you still getting to hunt?
Yeah, I do. I mean, like so like opening weekend here at home, it's a blackout weekend for me. I don't schedule any work. I don't at all. I turn work down because it's like that's my only weekend I can guarantee that all my pals are going to get together. We're going to hunt opening day, and then on Sunday, day 2, I have a family hunt at our lake blind, and that's the only day I can guarantee that my whole family is going to get to hunt together. Like my dad, my uncle, my papa, and then like my best friend, and then my dad's best friend, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
We've got a 24-foot blind that we can put everybody in, floating blind. It's a pontoon boat that we just repurposed. And
that's badass.
Yeah, it's nice, man. And it's on a cypress lake. It's a nice hunt. It's not, you hardly ever burn them down there, but like, it's just a nice lake. And on a flight day, you can call them down from
way up,
dude, from a mile up, because they're just looking for somewhere to go down. And if they're new birds, if you call loud enough and they see your stuff first, that's where they're coming.
Sure.
So that's always fun. But I get to hunt. I'm in Texas for like 32 days a year, in Wichita Falls and Dry Creek. And that's a mixture of, I get to shoot some days and some days I don't. And that really just depends on how bright it is outside.
Yeah.
It's shooting light. If it's dark, I can't take an action shot or a photo like that. So I'll just shoot a couple times. Yeah. I mean, cool. I don't shoot a lot, but I get my fix, and then the rest of the day is more productive because of that. And then as far as the other work that I do, it's really just case by case. But I do get to hunt a lot. When I'm in Texas, that's also during our split. So we have a 12-day split, and I missed the last weekend of the first split, which is not a bad thing around here. And then I missed the opening weekend of our second split. But the other 10 days of the split are my first 10 days in Texas. So, I get to hunt a pretty good bit at home. I don't know. I would say at home, I'm probably hunting 25 days, 25 days.
Bad. That's not bad. No, that's good.
No, really... I'm around. You add snow goose in the equation, man. Like, cause I do that for fun with some pals, and I'm over 90. I'm 90 to 100 days at least on the hunt side.
Wow. See, I want to get on some of that speckle belly action. I've yet to shoot one. So
what?
I've never had one. I've never seen one when I've had a shotgun in my hand.
Seriously?
I saw some when I was snow goose hunting out in Jonesboro, Arkansas, and we had some, but you couldn't kill them. So
No, dude. Well, if you ever want to do something like that, if you just want to knock it off that bucket list, we can make that. I can make that happen.
Yeah, I want to get in with that. I want you to be like, dude, they're here. You need to come kill one. I
Oh,
just heard.
I
I just
mean,
hear
they ain't
they're.
got to
I
be
heard
big.
they're like a giant mallard, kind of like the way they decoy and everything.
Man, they are. I'm sorry about my son's uh, swing that
That's
the wind blows here, but
it's all good.
no, they're fun. I would say work wise, like working them in, they're as fun or more fun than a duck because they talk back to you and you have that conversation.
Yeah,
And I'm not even good at it. Like I've killed a couple, but like you can have a literal conversation
that's
and they
awesome.
work in, man, they're fun. Now I'm not gonna say they're just fun as a mallard,
No,
but as far as like the way they work in, but the conversation you have with them adds
that's
a
cool.
different,
That's
total
cool.
different level to it.
I heard those are pretty good eating too.
Yeah, they're good. I would say the only thing better is a sandhill crane.
Really, everybody, and you know
Yeah,
me, I'm always cooking something or doing something like that.
yeah.
So yeah, that's pretty sweet. And so another thing is, you gave me the number two. I can't pronounce that dude's last name. How do I say that? Jean.
John Chef. You talking
Yeah,
about Chef?
yeah.
Jean Paul Bourgeois.
Bourgeois. See, that's a
Yeah,
cool name.
like
Bougie.
bougie, but
Yeah.
bourgeois.
So how'd you get to know him?
Man, random. So last teal season, my buddy JJ, he works for Lifetime. He called me and asked if I wanted to come hang out and hunt with him over in I think it's Providence City
Yeah.
at his boss's place. And I went over there the third weekend of teal season, and Chef was cooking that weekend, and I met him and found out that obviously he's from Louisiana, or somebody in his lineage is from Louisiana,
Yeah.
because that's the only place Bourgeois is
Yeah.
going to be from.
Yeah.
But or France, I guess. But anyway, met him there, and then turns out he was just learning, like just getting into the duck hunting thing. And I saw a couple of his videos. He was like, trying to learn how to blow a duck call, and he pulled a cut down out, and he's like, "Man, how do I do this?" Uh, I don't remember how the conversation come up, but he was blowing it like a J frame, like everybody else does when they first pick one up. And I told him, I was like, "Man, it's just short, hard, just bang, 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 short, hard, burst of air."
Yeah.
And he was like, "Huh?" Because he picked it up and he hit it, and I was like, "There you go," because he's got plenty of air to
Yeah.
push it. He just got to know how to push the air and how to cut the notes off, and he did it just quick. And man, we kind of stayed connected, not like we spend the night at each other's house or anything, but
That's weird.
yeah, but we stayed connected, and he's a great guy, and dude can cook. I can attest to
Oh,
that.
I saw, and I'm a food whore, and
Yeah.
I wouldn't say a food slut because I don't eat anything.
Right.
I'm picky. I'm not really
Yep.
picky. I eat, but it just has to be good. It doesn't have to be. We were having that discussion here in the office earlier. Like these restaurants in Tyler, like it's hard for me to go out to eat anywhere because
You're so picky about how you want it prepared.
well, no, it's just there's no heart in it. When people
Oh, I see.
when
Yeah.
people make this stuff, they just like it's like they build this big fancy restaurant, and I call it's like they build a temple to food, and they offer up burnt offerings in there.
Yeah.
And they spend all this money.
The temple was able to be built because there was some love in making that food, but then when the temple got built, they lost the love and worried about the money.
I think so. It's all about,
100%.
People go to a restaurant. This restaurant is so nice.
Yeah.
I can't tell you, oh, it's not. Well, how's the food? Well, food's good too, but the restaurant's really nice.
Yeah.
Well, I can go
Why does
hang
the
out.
building?
Right. And so
Yeah.
like, I go to a place, it may be some hole in the wall, like looks sketchy. And sometimes those are the best places versus
Oh,
like,
dude.
sometimes like a 5-star restaurant, which, either one has really great food, and that's my thing. Like when I go out to eat, it's just tough, man. I'm like, this is trash. This is trash.
Yeah.
And
I get it.
And I wish at some points, I wish that I wasn't that way so that I could just enjoy food like everyone else. But
Yeah.
I don't. And it's, and that's why when I saw his stuff, I was like, dude, I need to talk to this guy.
Yeah.
I just
No,
like
I get it,
I just
dude.
like odd stuff, and not necessarily like odd, like types of proteins or different types of stuff. I just like something that's just a little different that you even maybe something that you're used to eat, but they just have done something like off the left field. Like
Yeah.
where it's
No, I get it.
badass. So
I dig that.
that's why I want to meet this guy, and so I've been texting him back and forth, and I'm gonna probably call him as soon as I'm done with this podcast and see if I
Yeah,
can set him up on another one.
that'd be good.
I really appreciate that connection. Does he have some sort
Yeah,
of
dude.
affiliation with Meat Eater, or did I see that somewhere?
So I don't know what that. I know. Like, so Split Reed did a thing with him last year called like Duck Camp Dinners.
Yeah.
I want to say that. So my buddy JJ with Lifetime kind of sparked that idea for him, and he took it and they ran with it, and Split Reed made this cool thing out of it. And anyway, that I guess Meat Eater called attention, or he reached out. I don't know how that transpired, but I'm pretty sure he works with them or for them. I know
That's
he had a
cool.
Spiceology line,
That's cool.
from all that. And dude, yeah. So I don't know exactly.
My
I just
goal
know he is affiliated with them.
for Out of the Blind pot is to have Steven Ranella on here. That's
I mean,
one of my goals. And
I
like
think you could do
that's
that.
when I know that I have it's like when you write your goals down, I write that down on my goal sheet on Mondays. Like
Oh, dude.
that's part of my goals. Like it's
Yeah.
not going to happen anytime soon, but it could
I
happen.
think it could. I think you'd surprise
It's all
yourself.
about it's all about getting the right. You just got to connect the dots, man. Just connect the dots.
Yeah.
So.
Well, dude, I'm telling you, I think it would surprise you how quickly you'll be able to get him on. Just because I think like what you've got going for yourself, and this is year 2, so it's not like this. Hey, let's do this, and then quit it in 4 episodes because you don't want to do it, or you had a technical difficulty.
Yeah,
so
I think we're like total
you've got
episodes.
something
I think
cool.
we're at like 28 or something like that. So
Yeah, dude, I think you're credible enough that
I think
that
so.
it shouldn't
I
be a big deal.
appreciate that.
Yeah.
I try really hard on this stuff, and I try to make it something different and have good quality, something something good to listen to. And I never know what I'm going to go on. People always ask me, well, what are we going to talk about? I have no idea. We're just going to talk about
dude, just run with it.
Just talk about
Yeah,
stuff.
run with it.
Yeah. So yeah, and I heard you mention Lifetime decoys. I don't have any affiliation with them, but I started running those last year.
Yeah.
I was mind warped, like mind warped by those stupid decoys. Man, they are like. I guess I'm assuming you run them too.
No, I actually don't. I still have avians.
Okay.
I love them. Like you take the weight out, and you don't mind to walk to the hole anymore.
No.
Because you don't have to carry anything really. The heaviest thing is the weight at the end of your line.
That's it. Man, I was just warped by them. It changed my whole game. Like, and like I said, I have no affiliation with them. But they literally changed my whole game by just the way, because it's all about movement in those decoys. And man, when you throw those things in there like that, and it's just a little bit of movement that's natural from some wind, dude. It was
dude. The only affiliation I have with them is I know JJ and the guys that run that company, and I like the guys a lot. But I don't have any of the decoys.
And you need to get some.
Yeah,
you need to.
They're good.
I'm telling you.
Oh, I've hunted over them now.
Ooh,
now don't get me wrong.
They're dirty.
I've hunted over them, and I've carried them into places, but
so nice.
I mean, my avians, they're not anything wrong with them. They float, and they're not super heavy either.
No, I used to run avians
for now.
I used to run avians a lot.
Yeah.
I'm telling you,
Harper's. I mean, for now, dude.
Harper's run the same set of avians now for 33 years.
33 years.
Something like that. I don't know. 42 years?
Probably.
I don't know.
Probably something like that.
He had avians before they came out. Before they
were even a thing. Before Fred was born.
Before. Yep. 100%. And I'm telling you what, he treats them like he's mad at them. And he just I bet you he'll have the same decoys. I know he will. And they still look good. I'm like, man, you need to get some different decoys. I'm like, these are looking pretty dingy. And he just washes them. Like, chucks them back out, dude. I'm telling you. Like, tough as a freaking boot. So
spray some pledge on them. They're all right.
I don't know what he's putting on them. Like Fountain of Youth or something. I don't know. But he is not nice to them and drags them and beats them and shoots them and does whatever. And he just keeps trucking.
Yeah.
So,
well, if he got them when they first started getting made, they're probably just that good. Like everything else, the first run's usually the best.
Yeah.
So could be it.
I don't know. That's I normally not in here talking about stuff like that, but it's just it's on my brain. So, but it's badass.
That time.
It's badass. Yeah, and I'm jonesing pretty hard getting the duck blind.
Yeah.
I got offered. I offered today to roll out this Thursday to Michigan.
Ooh.
to
Some
go up there.
geese.
Yeah, and ducks up there.
Mm.
But it's a paid hunt, and I was like, I'm out. I'm not
Yeah,
doing
you
it.
kind of you dig the running and gunning, finding them on your
Yeah,
own
I was
deal.
like, I don't want to go up there and pay somebody $150, and I get to go get it set
Oh,
up for me.
okay. I
What
see. Yeah.
wasn't my speed. I'm not gonna
Hmm.
start my first hunt off like that.
No, you
I think I'll
can't.
jinx myself.
Well, and you won't even get the rust off. You'll just show up and shoot and roll out, and you'll show up for your first public hunt and be like, what do I do? What did I forget?
I know,
You know?
and none of my stuff is ready. My boat's in the shop. My trailer needs to be
Ugh.
repaired. Um,
Yeah.
my waders have not come back in yet from Sitka.
Oh,
Um,
I got a call. Yeah. Okay.
so mine's.
Uh.
I guess what do you do? Just call them.
Yeah. Call them and just give them your RA number and be like,
Okay.
hey, here's my RA number. Where are they at? Because I've got a pair that's actually getting repaired right now. Well, not repaired. They didn't have a leak in them.
Yeah.
I sent them off, just in case, like
Yeah.
if there's any seeping or anything like that, if the boots,
Because they test them.
it's the first gen boot, yeah, and that's what I wanted them to do. And
Yeah.
honestly, I hope they send them back, but hey, wait, nothing was wrong with them,
Yeah.
But if there is a little bit wrong, because I cut a hole about 1 inch on the right butt cheek, um, the second week of duck season. No, the first week of duck season, because I hunted opening weekend and went straight to Arkansas to film. And I was sitting on a guy's sled blind, and they made it with that real thick hog wire, their big gauge wire,
Yeah.
and they didn't weld off or grind off
Oh
the one
no.
little bitty point that was on where you get in and out. And I sat on that spot to get some like a different angle where I could still hide behind the brush. And I slid forward and I just heard that,
Oh no.
and I knew, oh dude. And I went to grab it, and I went. It was clean. I mean, it cut just perfect. So I was thankful for that. It wasn't like a weird re-up or anything.
Yeah.
But I was a mile from Max Prairie Wing, so I drove there and got some aqua seal, and dude cleaned it up, put the aqua seal on it, laid them flat, and wore them the entire season with no issues.
Nice.
So I hope they just patch it and
So
fix whatever else is gone.
here's a tip of the day. So I was in those same waders, and I was after a wood duck, and I crossed a barbed wire fence to get back to my blind a little faster. And anyway, when I stepped over the barbed wire fence, it slipped, and I freaking put like 6 holes in the crotch.
Yeah.
But luckily before season I bought those Gore-Tex patches.
Oh yeah.
So I just ordered those Gore-Tex patches on Amazon. They're like $8 for like 3 patches, and they're black.
Sitka.
I just put
You
those
could
on
call
there.
Sitka. You could call Sitka, and they'd probably just send you some patches. To be honest with you,
Dude, that's handy to have. I fixed them in the field.
Yeah. Well, so when I did it, I just put aqua seal on it. I didn't put a patch on it.
You just smeared it on.
But I did it right. I cleaned it, and then I made sure it wasn't excess and it was smooth.
Yeah.
And I did it inside and out. I didn't do just one side. That's another thing.
Yeah.
I did both sides.
It
But
held up. That's badass.
yeah, those patches are dope. They're life.
Get on Amazon, order some. They're cheap.
Yeah.
And you just keep them in your blind bag. Because man,
just in case.
Save your butt, dude. Because I had like 9 holes. Yeah, literally. I had like 9 holes in my crotch. Not in a weird way. Yeah. So
I mean, if it fits, it ships.
that's it, dude. That's what I'm saying. So I remember back during Harvey. Was that when I very first met you? I think that's when it was.
That's the first time we met. We knew each other,
right?
And I was talking to. I can't remember if it was you or Cortland, but I was talking to y'all, and I just got. Matter of fact, my first boat, like the first boat from Pro Drive that I ever had.
Yeah.
And that was minus me putting it in the lake to run it. The first day I got it.
Yeah.
That was the first trip that boat had ever been on.
Dang, I know that was. I bought a new Pro Drive motor during that.
Yeah, I remember that.
I blew one up, and then I was like,
because you had a 30. You had a 37, didn't you? No, you had a 36.
I had a 36, and it was like a 2011 or 12 model. And then we blew that one up. So I just went up to Tyler, bought me a brand new one in the box, hung it on there, and went back down. And that was wild, dude. That was one of the wildest times of probably my whole life, seeing all that stuff down there. I don't think I met up with you guys until after it was pretty much over.
Yeah, I got down after the Harvey, or the outer bands of Harvey came through. They came through my hometown that night, and I left that next morning, and I literally had like a foot and a half of water in my boat because I didn't pull the plug out when that rain come through. So I pulled the plug out. It drained all the way to, is it Viter or Vitter? How do you say it?
It's Viter, Texas.
Viter. So I met you guys at the hotel. We met up in a Brookshire's parking lot or something after that.
Something like that.
And then we just rode however far it was to the subdivision that we drove in.
So you and I were in you and I, were we in Viter pulling some people out?
Yeah, I was on the tail end of that. So we pulled some people out and like helped them cross low spots in the road.
Yeah.
And got them to, there was a game and fish airboat running through that was doing the same thing. Yeah. And we basically taxied people from one high spot to another that day. And we rode through a couple subdivisions, dodged a couple. I remember dodging like an Infinity coupe and then like a Corvette, and then I was just like, holy crap.
Dude.
But for the most part, everybody had already left. Maybe that subdivision evacuated when they were supposed to, or something. But we legit rode through subdivisions in the boat, and
it was wild.
And just met up using that little, what's that walkie-talkie app that the Coast Guard used?
Yeah, I can't remember the name of it.
I don't know. I just remember the very last thing. Yeah, the very last thing that we did, we were at a truck stop.
Yep.
And somebody said something about, we were actually headed to another spot. And then
it was like an orange. They said that there was going to be a levee or something was going to break. Yeah, an orange. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what it was. And we were like, and basically we were going to go. And if we would have went, we would have been probably in a bind because those flat bottom boats with mud motors, they don't do well on currents like that,
Right. Yeah, I got in a couple hairy spots during that deal. At one point, we almost got swept up underneath one of those really low bridges.
Yeah.
And I got hung up on like a vine, and that vine like smashed me up against the motor. Luckily, Cortland Brasso was there and like got that vine off me enough to where I grabbed that. But it was like the boat was about to get sucked underneath like the whole bridge. And then it was gnarly. There was another one we were like hooking up through this. We were in Houston, and I was running full bore up through this. I was trying to get back in this neighborhood. Well, it was just like a riffle that was coming across this road. I'm telling you, my motor was hitting concrete just the whole way. But it was such a strong current. Like when I hooked in there, like you're committed. There's no turning around.
Yeah.
'Cause you're in such hard trees. But once we busted up in there, it wasn't bad. But I'm telling you, it got western real fast.
Was it just like a high spot in the road or what?
Yeah, I guess it was a high spot in the road, and that was overflowing into a creek, the main creek that we were running up. And I just, it's kind of like duck hunt. You just see a hole and you just shoot the hole. Don't pay attention. Like we're not used to it. And then I just shot that hole. Next thing I know, I'm like, oh crap. Like, it was bad. I mean, it was like a 200-yard run through that. And it was just, there ain't no digging because it's a street. So it was wild, dude. I mean, we saw, what'd we see? We saw there was a Ferrari, like looks like somebody just knew that it was going to rain, so they just parked it out there, and it was.
If it's got a note, let it float.
It was like a brand new, like badass Ferrari.
I know the people in South Louisiana. I mean, they're saying as if it's got a note, let it float.
Got a note, let it float. Yeah.
They probably were still. Yeah, they were making payments. It's like, nah.
Yeah.
State Farm got me.
Yep, that's right. Snake Farm. Yeah, dude, it was just, I don't know. It was one of those eye-opening experiences, but it was just cool to be able to see like all those type of people come together and, and help each other out like that. And I wish it was like, I wish it would sink in and stay, that mentality.
Yeah. I don't know if you noticed it, but there was that big, we had just pulled out of the subdivision and we were actually headed to I-10, which is also weird, driving backwards on I-10. Like that was weird.
Yeah.
But when we were leaving and meeting up, we actually met up with Sims that day too.
Yep.
After we got done with that, and that's where I met him the first time too. But while we were going down there, like there's a call company it's older company, but they kind of revamped it, called Sure Shot.
Yeah.
Sure Shot calls.
Yeah.
The owner of that Sure Shot was down there too.
Really?
He was in that big Army truck. Yeah. So when we were driving by that big truck, that high truck or high lift truck or whatever from the Army, like the big 60 set, whatever tires, he was in it. And I had my window and I saw him. and I guess he recognized me, but at the same time I recognized him and waved at him. But I thought that was kind of cool too, to see him down there, just
I
kind
saw
of
those
in the in the middle of it.
Diesel guys. What's it? Diesel guys? Diesel brothers or Diesel something? What are those guys?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm talking about?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they have like the show and they build all those crazy diesel trucks and like they got long hair, beards, and they like build all these freaking giant monster
Oh,
trucks.
okay. I don't know it, but I know
You know what I'm talking about.
what you're talking
You
about.
guys,
Yep.
those listeners, they'll know what I'm talking about. But we saw those guys, and they had some big badass like monster truck. They were driving through there. That was Inviter, and so, but yeah, it was cool. I mean, did you see anything out of the ordinary, weird, crazy, like during all that? Did you see anything just odd?
I mean, man, minus like just driving, right beside the roof of a house. That was it. I mean, because we saw, I saw a couple dogs that got picked up, that got taken care of.
Yeah, I saved a dog down there and found it at home.
Yeah. Yep. I remember. I don't know if I was there with you, but I remember talking about it. No, you picked the dog up, and I got a picture of the dog.
Yeah, it's Inviter. That was it. Yeah, and they named it. They named it Harvey. Yeah, some guy took it. They're gonna try to make a bird dog out of it. Yeah, it was a black lab.
Yeah, he was pretty. I mean, he was healthy.
He was a good-looking dog. I drug a horse out of there. Not like drug it, but I got a horse out of there, and but Brasso, he tried to catch a coyote. So we found this coyote in.
Not surprised.
Now listen to this. I've forgotten about this. No, listen. So Brasso's on the front of the boat. We're idling. I think we're in what's the town on the west side of? Is in Katy, and we're in this big neighborhood, kind of out in the country a little bit, but not. And they had this big wall fence around the entire neighborhood, and there was one of those like drainage ditches. That's what had overflowed into the neighborhood, and it was full of gators. And so they were telling us about, hey, there's a bunch of gators, be careful, blah blah blah. So we're trying to find another opening into this neighborhood, and we're cooking down through there, and we passed some deer, and we passed a big group of hogs that were like balled up against the fence, and we kind of drove past them and jacked with them for a minute, and then up by this tree was a coyote, and it was just chilling. He did not want to swim anymore, and he was just chilling. He was just hanging out.
Yeah.
And I go, check that out. Look at that coyote. Courtney goes, I want to catch it. I'm like, you're not going to catch that coyote. No, I'm going to catch it. I'm like, okay, you want me to get you? Yeah, get me over and catch it. Well, as we start going towards it, of course jumps in the water and it starts to swim.
Sure.
Right. So we are idling up to this coyote, and Cortland gets up on the front of the boat, and I'm over back there. I'm just like, this is gonna be good. And I pulled my phone out. And I'm like instantly recording because I'm like, one, if you do get it, it's probably gonna bite you. But two, if you get it in the boat, it's killing us both.
Yeah, like, we're abandoning ship.
I'm gonna have to get out of the boat because it's gonna go hog wild in here and just bite our asses to death. And that's how I would die. That's be something stupid that I would die
That'd
by.
Be a
what
story,
happened?
though.
What happened to Gabe? Coyote got him. What do you mean? Well, they caught it and they put it in the boat, and it tore his face off. They tried to save it,
and it was a bad idea.
Tore his face off. But yeah, and so here he is, right? Just full bore, just right up there. He's in full lean position, like he's gonna reach down and catch us. So
triple threat, bro.
Yeah. And so I'm pulling up. I'm like, and I'm dying laughing, like I'm watching this go down. Well, it like looks back at him, and as my memory recalls, it looks back at him and like opens its mouth up and like, because he's within a foot of it, right? And it like shows his teeth, right, and like makes this kind of wild ass bark noise, whatever it does. Well, he's like, whoa, right? And so I thought, well, he's done. Like, he's like, I'm like, you done? You want to get him? He's like, no, let me get one more shot at it. I'm like, okay, let me get back up there. Well, he pulls back up there the second round. And this sucker goes to bite him, but misses. He moves just in time. It misses him, and it bites the side of the boat and, like, leaves teeth marks down the boat. And he's like, no, I'm good. I'm like, but he screams out, like that. And, dude, to see this coyote, like, try to, or really to see him think that he's going to get it is what was the best part.
That's hilarious.
Dude, like, it was just, it was just... What the hell? You're not. In part of me, I wish he would have just at least grabbed it. I wish he could have just grabbed it, just to say, you got your hand. But I think it would have bit him. I think it would have bit the shit out of him.
Yeah.
and I would have laughed.
Which, I mean, could have been funny too, as long as he didn't die.
Oh, he ain't gonna kill him. I don't know. It might.
You
I
know?
don't. As long as he didn't
No,
die.
it could have.
I
I
want to
mean,
say he was gonna like
yeah, as long as he
throw a
didn't die, it'd
life
have been
jacket
hilarious.
on it, or he was gonna get
That
it
would have
because
been
for some
funny.
reason my memory thinks like he had a life jacket ready, like he was gonna
I
grab it and like put it in life jacket. I don't remember. He'll probably
do
correct me.
wonder about him sometimes.
I
You
wonder about
know?
him every day, all the time. He's nuttier than a squirrel turd. I promise. So
I believe
yeah,
that.
so I've always, he works here at Accurate. He's been working here, I don't know, 9 years or something as a sales guy, and he heads
Yeah.
up our commercial department here, and big asset and everything. But he's
For sure.
one of a kind, definitely one of a
That
kind.
is,
So
yes, I agree with that.
he is definitely one of a kind. But he's trying to get an airplane right now. That's what he's saving up for.
Trying to buy one?
Yeah, so he's getting one of those big tired or big wheel, big tire like bush planes is what he's wanting to get. So that he
Like
can,
a Cessna?
no, it's like a bush plane. It's like a 2-seater. It's got these big like gumbo mutter
Oh,
tires.
it's a
Not
prop
mutter.
plane.
It's a
Prop
prop plane.
plane.
It's a prop plane, but it's like a bush plane, like they fly in Alaska.
Yeah. I
You
know
know
what
what I'm talking
you're
about? They're like little. They're 2-seater, and you can they take off in
Well,
like
I mean,
25 feet. Like
now
they,
you can scout easy.
yeah, and that's what he's thinking. I said I am not flying with you, at all.
No, I
Not for
wouldn't.
7
I would
years.
just,
I'm not flying
I
with you.
would, no, I would just take the report from him.
Yep.
Be like, oh yeah, let's go.
Yep. Sounds good
That's
to me.
funny.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
scary too. Like, because what if we're out there hunting one day and he flies over and just crashes on top of us? Like, that would be
He will.
bad.
He will, and then he'll be like, "Oh no, I landed."
That was on purpose.
No,
I thought I put the floats on there. I forgot.
Shit, forgot. No, he's always up to something. He's going to build an airfield in the back of his house, and he's not bullshitting. Like he'll do it.
No, I believe it.
100%. If he
believe
tells you he's going to do it, it's going to happen. I just roll with it now. It's wild.
that. Yeah.
But yeah, dude, it's always crazy around here, and I'm pretty pumped for duck season coming up too. And I just really it's the shenanigans. I mean, do you hunt with a bunch of guys that always into shenanigans?
Man, we do. We've known each other. Most of the guys I hunt with, I say most of them now. It's kind of dwindled, and it's honestly, a lot of the guys I hunt with are younger than me now because like a lot of the
Me
guys
too.
my age, and I'm sure you kind of have the same thing. Like
Yeah.
there's a few guys that are like you hunted with certain guys when you were growing up, and now it's like everybody's older, got kids.
Yeah.
Their priorities have changed, and like mine have, but the duck one still stayed up there.
Yeah.
And I've only got a few guys my age that I hunt with now, but I've known everybody for a while. But so we're bonkers, every day. But we have one dude that's our wild card, and if he's there, it's a good time.
Yeah.
No matter how the day's going, it's a good time.
Yeah.
But yeah, it gets pretty rowdy sometimes.
Oh yeah, for sure.
We had a morning. I had some guys from Minnesota down. I don't know if you know the Midwest Flyway guys, Joe DeSallo, Cal Ness, Connor Holstad.
I don't.
They were down. They were filming with us, and we hunt public when they're down. And they come down. It was the last day or next to last day they were there, and we found the water was rising so fast that like you would go scout a spot. Matter of fact, we scouted a spot before they got there and knew the water was coming up. It was like right above your ankle. And I was like, okay, this would be great, but it's not going to work because the water's rising like 6 to 10 inches a day, like in the woods because it was backing up so fast. And anyway, they got there and we found a spot that would work. So we went in there and my buddy brought his trailer, his boat and his trailer. It was an old gator tail, like he just didn't use it a lot. And the thing about that is like, if you have a boat that sits up long, like with older, like I would say older is like a pack and bearing kind of deal. The grease is not moving around, so you're in a bind when you try to run it somewhere.
Right.
Well, he drove it all the way to the boat ramp, and he called and he said, "Hey man, we got a problem. My tire or my wheel is messed up. Yada 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 on my trailer." And we're like, "Well, just change the tire. No big deal." He's like, "No, I can't." I was like, "Well, then it's not the tire. Your tires. If you can't change your tire, it's not your tire." So what's going on? Anyway, long story short, the bearing seized up and it walled out the wheel, and they didn't know it. And I was like, "Well, dump the boat, get out here. We'll figure it out after the hunt." And anyway, my buddy Shaq, he is what's the word I'm looking for here? He is stimulated way more than he should be, and
is his real name Shaq? Is he big, or do you just name him that?
His last name is Shackelford, and we just call him Shaq. SA. Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, he is the smallest person that we hunt with,
He's the small
and
shack.
smallest man, biggest personality. And anyway, he shows up, dude. We're on the phone, and you barely have any signal, so we're like holding the boat so it doesn't move on speakerphone, like talking to these people. And Shaq walks up behind. He's like, "Hey, man, just tell him put the trailer in with the boat." And I'm like, what are you talking about? He's like, "Yeah, just put it in, just put the strap around the trailer, and run it out here." What are you talking about? Like, we're genuinely confused. Like, I don't know what's going on. Where am I misunderstanding this? And he literally meant to like back the boat in to where you can launch it, unhook the trailer from the truck, and run that sucker all the way to the hole with the trailer strapped to the boat, because he said it'll make it easier if you hit a log and you've got wheels on the trailer, you can just roll over that log, no problem. Like, and when it was over and we finally figured out everything that was going on, I went to him, I was like, "Shaq, what are you doing? Like, what are you talking about?" He was like, "Man, I don't know." He had forgotten, like not forgotten, but he realized in that moment, he was like, "I have no idea what I said." And he
That's
was just
insane.
like word vomiting whatever come to his mind. And it was hilarious, dude. Like, I've never
Crazy,
heard
dude.
anybody suggest anything like that. And he was
No.
dead serious, like dead serious.
Maybe sleep deprived.
He was that, but that's the thing. He had no sleep, but he had plenty of brain activity going on, so he didn't know what to do with it. He just sort of just, you know.
That
And I was
hilarious,
like,
dude. That's funny.
yeah, but we got to scale you back, Shaq. Like, just let's
scale you
go
back,
lean on
Shaq.
a tree.
That's right. Well, cool, dude, man. It was good to have you on the show. Finally get you on here, and I'm glad that a little technology kind of got us, where we can do it face to face. You don't have to drive all the way to Tyler. So, but you're ever over here, you definitely need to. But we'll definitely get on a hunt, man. During duck season, I'm going to be out maybe your direction out west a little bit. So, never know.
Yeah.
We've bumped into each other before. So,
yeah, let me know about that spec, dude. Like, if you want to do that, and I'm home,
I will be calling
we'll make
you.
it happen.
I will be calling you on that. For
I'll
sure.
make it happen for you.
For sure. Well, dude, let's do this again, and let's make sure we get a kind of a follow up episode. So
I'm in. Let's go.
Awesome, man. Appreciate you, Wade. Thank you very much. Make sure to give Wade Shoemaker a follow. What's your Instagram handle?
At Wade Shoemaker. Pretty easy. Yeah.
There you go. At Wade Shoemaker. Give him a follow. Instagram. Tons of cool content. You guys can check him out. Give him a follow. Good friend of mine. Anyway, thanks a lot, Wade. Catch you on the next one. Thanks, everybody, for listening. You guys can check this show out all the time on Spotify, Apple Podcast, YouTube, all over the place. So, again, thank you for all of our listeners. Shoot us an email. You guys have questions, want something on the show, want us to talk about something, shoot me a message. Instagram, gspencer_1. You can follow us at Kimmer Creek Media. You can follow us on Out of the Blind. You can follow us all over the place. We're everywhere. Catch you guys on the next one. Gabe Spencer, Out of the Blind. We out. Cool, Wade. We got